For decades, we've all been sold this same retirement dream. Work for 40 something years, save about 15% of your income, and if you're lucky, you might get to enjoy life late in your 60s. But what if I told you that entire blueprint was drawn up for a world that doesn't exist anymore? A world without today's insane inflation, today's impossible housing costs, and that constant feeling that you're working harder than ever just to stay in the same place. What if following the old rule almost guarantees you'll be working far longer than you have to? But what's the new rule, and how do we escape this and actually retire early? Hi, I'm Emily, your big sister in finance and the founder of Soro, where we make personal finance clear, relatable, and actually useful for us figuring out life and money together. If this is something you're into, then hit that like and subscribe button and keep watching. This video is for anyone who feels like real retirement is a lifetime away. We're not just tweaking the old rules, we're throwing out the book entirely. I'm going to show you the aggressive financial strategy people are using right now to leave their jobs in their 50s, 40s, and even their 30s. And no, it isn't about being financially miserably frugal. It's about a clear mathematical plan to buying your own freedom. So let's get into it. The first most important mindset shift is to completely forget about retiring at a certain age. The goal isn't 65 or 67. The goal is a financial number. And this is your financial independence number, or your FIRE number. FIRE stands for financial independence, retire early, and it's a movement of people who are laser focused on aggressively saving and investing so they can leave the 9 to 5 grind decades ahead of schedule. So how do you find this magic number? You use a simple but incredibly powerful guideline called the 25X rule. This rule says you need to save 25 times your expected annual expenses to be financially independent. It really is that simple. If you track your spending and find that you live comfortably on $60,000 a year, you just multiply that by 25. Your FIRE number is 1.5 million. If you can live on $40,000 a year, your number is 1 million. This number comes from another idea called the 4% rule, which suggests that you can safely withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio each year to live on without ever running out of money. Now, for people retiring super early with a really long timeline, some experts suggest being a bit more conservative, maybe closer to the 3.7. But 4% is the classic starting point for figuring out your goal. The whole game changes when your target shifts from a vague age to a hard number. It's not a waiting game anymore, it's a math problem. And it's a problem that we can solve. Which brings us to the next step. Once you know your target, you can stop waiting for retirement to just happen to you and start actively making it happen. There are only 3 levers you need to pull, and pulling them hard is the secret sauce to the whole strategy. So lever 1, your savings rate. Let's be honest, the old advice to save 15% of your income is a recipe for working for 40 plus years. To retire early, you have to get way more aggressive. People in the FIRE movement often aim to save anywhere from 50 to 75% of their income. Now, I know that sounds completely impossible, but just look at the math. If you save 15%, it takes you about 43 years of work to have enough to retire. But if you can crank that savings rate up to 50, you reach financial independence in just 17 years. And a 70% savings rate, you could get there in under 10 years. This is the most powerful lever you have. Every dollar you don't spend is a double win. It goes straight into your investments to grow, and it also lowers the total amount you need for retirement because your annual expenses are lower. Listen, I totally get it. People who do this, they are a different breed and are incredibly determined and have a laser focused mindset. If you can't get to 50 or 70% savings rate, that's okay. Hopefully, it just inspires you to keep saving and investing at a rate that you do feel comfortable with, and maybe even increase it a bit to get closer to that long-term financial goals. Okay, lever 2, your income. Trying to save 50% of your income is incredibly tough if you're not earning much to begin with. That's why the second lever is to dramatically increase what you earn. I'm not talking about a 3% cost of living raise. I'm talking big strategic moves. I know, easier said than done. This could mean job hopping every couple years to get significant salary bumps, learning high value skills that companies are desperate for, or starting a side hustle purely to generate investment money. Think about it. If you can generate an extra $20,000 or $30,000 a year from a side business and you invest all of it, you can shave years off of that timeline. The goal isn't to earn more so you can spend more, it's to earn more to pour fuel on that savings rate. Okay, lever 3, your investments. You cannot save your way to early retirement. You must invest. Cash sitting in a savings account is losing a fight with inflation every single day. The third lever is putting your money to work for you through smart, growth-focused investing. For most people chasing FIRE, this doesn't mean gambling on risky individual stocks. It means consistently pouring money into low-cost, diversified index funds that track the whole market. This strategy lets you capture the long-term growth of the economy and lets compound interest do the heavy lifting for you. Knowing your number and strategy is great, but where you put your money is just as important, especially when you want to save on taxes and access it early. So think of these accounts as weapons in your financial arsenal. First up, that 401k. If your job offers one, especially with a match, this is going to be your first step. An employer match is literally free money. You should always contribute enough to get the full match. Next, the Roth IRA. This is a powerhouse for early retirees because your contributions are made with after-tax money, which means all your investments grow and can be withdrawn completely tax-free in retirement. Even better, you can pull out your direct contributions, not the earnings, at any time for any reason, tax-free and penalty-free. And that's a huge advantage if you need cash before you hit that retirement age. Then there's the Health Savings Account, or HSA. If your health plan qualifies you for one, the HSA is arguably the single best retirement account out there. It has a triple tax advantage. Your contributions are tax deductible, the money grows tax-free, and you can withdraw it tax-free for medical expenses. Finally, and this is key for the early part of retirement, is a standard taxable brokerage account. So many people only focus on accounts with retirement in the name, but those often lock your money up until you are 59 and a half. A taxable brokerage account has no age restrictions, and this is where you build your bridge fund to live on in your 40s or 50s before you can tap into your other retirement accounts without penalty. Okay, so this might feel like a lot, so let's boil it all down to one simple, powerful first step. Here is your challenge. For the next 90 days, track every single dollar you spend. Use an app, a spreadsheet, a notebook. I don't care how you do it. You just need to know exactly where your money is going. You can't fix a leak if you don't know where it's coming from. At the end of those 90 days, you'll have a crystal clear picture of all your spending. You'll see exactly where you can cut back to pump up that savings rate. You'll have the real, honest numbers you need to calculate your FIRE number. This isn't about judging yourself. It's about getting the data you need to build your future. Now, let's talk about the two giant elephants in the room. But what about healthcare? And what if the market crashes? Healthcare is a real hurdle for early retirees in the US, no doubt about it. You won't have a job-sponsored plan, so you're going to need your own coverage until you hit the Medicare age at 65. The good news is you have options. You can buy a plan on the Affordable Care Act marketplace, and you might even qualify for big subsidies since your retirement income will be low. Other people get on a spouse's plan or even work a part-time job with benefits, a strategy that they call barista FIRE. It takes some planning, but it's a solvable problem. And as for market crashes, they're going to happen. It's not a matter if, but when. But history has shown us that time again, the market always recovers and climbs to new heights. The trick is to stay invested for the long term. More importantly, for early retirees, there are strategies like the Roth conversion ladder. This is where you convert a piece of your traditional 401k or IRA to a Roth IRA each year. After a 5-year waiting period on each conversion, you can access that money tax-free and penalty-free. It creates a ladder of income you can use to live on before age 59 and a half, giving you that steady stream of cash even if the market is down. To help you nail that crucial first step of figuring out your goal, I've created a simple, totally free money game plan guide. It'll walk you through the steps you need to become financially steady. The link is right down there in the description, so go download it and find out your FIRE number today. The old retirement plan asks you to trade the best years of your life for a promise of freedom when you're older. The FIRE movement offers a different deal. It's an aggressive path for sure. It takes discipline, some sacrifice, and a total shift in how you think about money. But this isn't about depriving yourself. It's about living with intention. It's about deciding what you actually value, cutting out the noise, and then pouring your resources into that one thing that matters the most, buying back your time. Your time is the most valuable, non-renewable asset. This is the plan to own all of it, and a lot sooner than you think. Thanks for watching. If this video helped shift your perspective, do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button for more ways to win your financial freedom. I'll see you in the next one.